Welcome to the WACO Experience, an American story.
We, the people.
With your host, D. Scott Smith.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Interviews with leaders in business, government, and nonprofit organizations.
Promote the general welfare.
Jobs, products and services, and infrastructure for strong communities. Secure
the blessings of liberty.
The WACO Experience is an American story, a story of communities across America. It is your story.
Going to be a great venue for films. Some of our most fun films are going to be there. They're part of our bold, weird, and wild set of films. So we're going to see horror films there. We're going to see some of the raunchier comedies.
Today on the WACO Experience, an American story, I talk with the founders of the WACO Independent Film Festival. It's being held July 17th through 20th in many locations here in downtown Waco. I'm your host, D. Scott Smith. You can learn more about this program and sponsors and find links to the podcast version of this program at thewacoexperience.com. Visit our sponsors, White Bluffs Construction, custom building, home remodeling, and I encourage you to call Seth at 254-227-2002 and schedule White Bluffs Construction to build your patio, deck, or pergola. Visit their website, whitebluffsconstruction.com. My wife and I had questions about healthcare insurance. Monica Shannon of Texas Healthcare for You listened to us, answered our questions, and helped my family find the right coverage. Call Monica today at 254-339-3421. Visit the website, txhealthcareforyou.com. That's txhealthcare, the number 4 and the letter U.com. Biddy and Beau's Coffee offers hot and cold beverages, catering, and provides employment for people with disabilities. They offer a conference room you can reserve and use at no cost. Visit Biddy and Beau's Coffee today at 110 Franklin in Waco. The Cactus Rose Ranch. Young, old, or in between, learning how to work with a horse is confidence building. Cactus Rose Ranch offers individual lessons or monthly memberships. Contact them for riding lessons or ranch parties and their nonprofit program, Healing Heroes with Horses. Online at thecactusroseranch.com. The Waco Independent Film Festival. This award-winning festival, full of incredible movies, amazing people, and parties, runs July 17 to 20 in downtown Waco. Get tickets and information online at wacoindie.com. That's wacoindie.com. Come to Waco, tell great stories. These guys here and back on location at Startup Waco. We're going to be talking to the two founders of the Waco Film Festival. Let's get right into Samuel Thomas, Lewis Hunter. You started this 9 years ago, but let's talk about what this is, when it is, and how people can find out about it.
I love it. For people who are listening, I'm Samuel Thomas.
I'm Lewis Hunter.
So starting it up, we'll talk about that in a bit, but this year is jam-packed. I think we're trying to fill it to the brim with so many different things. Obviously, films are the key. It's you come for the films, you also come for the festival part of it, which is a bunch of parties, a bunch of panels, a bunch of cool things that I'm actually going to let Lewis jump in and hit some details on, and I'll fill in the gaps.
Yeah, for me, the highlight of the festival is definitely one of the highlights is the red carpet party that opens up the festival. That's Thursday night. That gets that really great Hollywood glitterati treatment. So if you've always wanted to be part of a red carpet, get a VIP pass, come out.
Very glamorous.
Yeah. But then, that's like the most glitterati, most formal thing we do. We all do a lot of fun stuff as well. Our Friday night after party that concludes after all the films. That's a big party game that we play with all the filmmakers and VIPs. That really brings that camaraderie out where you're competing against each other, you're competing with each other. It's so much fun. And then the festival concludes. The last party of the festival is the Brotherwell party. That's at Brotherwell Brewing. We've got hot dogs, we've got s'mores. It's a big roast that we do out there, and then we have a mechanical bull. So that's always a lot of fun to see folks from, Canada and Scotland, all these places trying out a mechanical bull. It's great fun.
So let's get the dates and the website.
Oh, yeah. I guess people want to know where and when this is. Yeah, this is all downtown Waco. It is July 17th through 20th. You can find out more information, like the specific films, the parties, the panels. That's all going to be on our website, wacoindie.com.
Yeah, it's spelled WACOINDIE.com.
So we've got the website, we've got the dates. What are some of the venues that you're going to be at?
We're having fun this year. We're really branching out to a couple of new venues that we haven't used in prior years. We're still using the Hippodrome. It's going to be our opening night feature. It's going to be amazing. It's called Christmas in New Hope. Christmas in July is what we're calling it. This film actually shot in Waco. It was kind of fostered by the filmmakers coming at one of our previous film festivals and going on our special locations tour for filmmakers and falling in love with Waco as a location for this romantic comedy. So we got Waco Hippodrome. We're also going to go back to the Texas Music Cafe, which is a wonderful venue. And we're also bringing in this year the PAC, Performing Arts Center. And really cool is the Masonic Lodge.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people don't realize what a big facility the Grand Masonic Lodge is downtown. I think a lot of people just drive by and don't notice. But it's going to be a great venue for films. Some of our most fun films are going to be there. They're part of our bold, weird, and wild set of films. So we're going to see horror films there. We're going to see some of the raunchier comedies, things like that. Yeah, the way we develop the festival, we put it out there is these are independent films, so it's kind of hard to figure out what it is that you want to see. So we break them up by vibes. So we have crowd pleasers. We have deep dives for like the little bit more intellectual, more meaty conversation. We have some family-friendly films. So if you got some youngsters that want to come out, that's where you go there. And then we also have bold, weird, and wild. And I mean, those are the most outlandish, the craziest, the funnest films on the festival circuit. You're going to see those in those blocks.
So I love the vibe. I just dig this whole categorization that you've got.
Well, along with that, we actually turn those vibes into mixtapes. So if you think about, back when they made mixtapes and you're sending them to a friend or a loved one, you want to have a theme and idea. So we kind of take all those vibes and combine them. So different vibes, different genres, but all the same theme sitting in this block of films that are all mixed. So it takes you on a nice emotional roller coaster ride, makes you laugh, makes you cry. And then of course the ones that are more themed scare you or make you say, what the?
Yeah, WTF, right? Exactly. We do have a WTF block. Weird, terrific, fantastic. It's some really, really fun films. But a lot of people.
I always wondered what WTF stood for.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Now I know. I'll tell my wife.
Exactly. But a lot of people, they see a film festival, they hear about it and they think, I don't want to watch a bunch of dramas or I don't want to watch a bunch of documentaries. We mix it up like Samuel is saying, right? So any given block, you're going to see a drama, you're going to see a comedy, you're going to see a documentary, but it's all going to be revolved around certain ideas. Like some of our favorite blocks this year are What Do We Owe Each Other? So those are films all about connection and community, that looking for belonging. We have another block of films we call Life Less Ordinary. Those films are all about a reality that's just a little bit different than our own, a little bit of hyper reality. So that's a lot of fun. And then we have a block this year called Life of Crime. So there's a lot of there's a heist film in there, a fun heist film in there, a dramatic heist film in there, kind of, what happens to you if you decide to live on that side of the law.
Mm-hmm. Samuel and Louis, you both watch every film that is submitted.
Yes, roughly around 700 this year.
Tell me what that's like. How does that affect your life? Friendships, family relationships, hobbies? Maybe that is your hobby.
It's definitely the hobby. Let's just say I am not watching any other TV show, barely watching any other movies, really focused on that. Yeah, it takes up a lot. It doesn't affect friendships or anything like that. It's simple enough to just basically cut out a TV show that you're not quite sure if you want to watch or not. Well, I'll just go watch some films that are submitted.
Yeah, but it's great though, because so many of these films are so creative. And I mean, we say this in a lot of our correspondence, it's really hard to select those films because, like I said, we had around 700 this year. To narrow that down to about 100, it makes really tough choices. We end up having to debate amongst the programmers of what films we want to include, what stories are important to us. And then again, it's kind of like, how do these films fit together amongst each other? And that's why I was mentioning those blocks. It's because sometimes, unfortunately, you'll lose a drama that you really like, but it's like, that drama really doesn't fit in any of the blocks that we have. Whereas this comedy, man, that fits this block and it adds some levity here. So it's really, curating the film festival, there's some art to it. And I mean, yeah, it's a difficult job. And I'm lucky that I work with some really great people with really great opinions on film that help build these blocks together.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm not going to ask you a favorite, but I want to ask you something that stuck out. What was something that hit you in the story, in the creation, in the filmmaking, in the art? What was it that maybe hit you while you were watching?
That's tough, especially this year. There's so many darlings that I have that I know Lewis has. I think the one that keeps coming to mind because the title threw me. I just blinked out How to Be High. How to Be High All the Time. And I'm not a big fan of stoner films and all that. And so I immediately was just like walls up. I was just like, okay, impress me. It really takes the story and flips it on its head. And at the end, it is just dramatically different from what I thought it was going to be, from what anyone thinks it's going to be. A beautiful film. Beautiful is not a word I throw around lightly. It truly is a beautiful film. And it has stuck with me throughout. It's definitely one that I am so excited that it's in this festival. That's just one of many that are there. I think Lewis has a couple.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the film festival. We have these vibes that we talked about, crowd pleasers and deep dives. And I mean, a couple that stand out to me features. I mean, I really enjoyed a film called On Firm Ground. And I say enjoyed. It was really it's a documentary about Parkinson's disease. And I feel like it really brings to light the struggle that people have with that disease, and not only them, but their families and how that disease impacts other people. It's a really powerful documentary. It's not one that you're going to leave really excited and happy about because it is a sobering truth. And so that's a really powerful film. But on the flip side, if you're looking for something more fun, more ridiculous, more crazy, one of my favorites is a feature film called Peeping Todd, which is about a peeping Tom and his victim and the victim's boyfriend. And the great thing about that film is the people in the film are just horrible, terrible people. They're just like, oh, you're like eye rolling, and you can't wait to see their comeuppance, because every time they do something, you're like, man, that guy is terrible. I can't wait to see him mess up. It's a lot of fun. It's a musical. It's a comedy. Think SNL. Think Lonely Island. If that's your vibe, that's a film for you.
Yeah, it's definitely a dark comedy. But another feature that I love, I don't know why, but I tend to just drift towards really powerful documentaries. And one of the ones that really connected with me is called Life is Dance. It's beautiful because it's about Cubans who, of all generations, older generations, younger generations, who that's what they do as their fun time, as their way to relax. It's everywhere from going out on the weekend to go to dance clubs for like reggaeton and salsa, to being in a dance troupe and competing. And it's all this Cuban element to it. And it's just beautiful, and it's so life affirming that you want to go get up and start dancing with these people as well. And it's just a beautiful film. And funny enough, it's actually was made by a filmmaker from Scotland who is coming to the film festival. So that's pretty cool to have her join us as well.
And that brings to the point about the backstory of the filmmakers themselves. What kind of stories have you heard? Because I think this is an important part of an event like the Waco Film Festival. The movies and the stories and the movie making, wonderful. And every one of those filmmakers has a story.
So true. Now, funny enough, we're actually being a little bit more organized about this year, especially when it comes to some of our female filmmakers. Try to make a long story very short. We have a previous alum. He's a filmmaker, but he's also an author. And he's written a book that basically looks at really the future of filmmaking being female. So he asked us, he's like, hey, I would love to come and be a part of your film festival. I don't have a film. I got a book. I'd love to connect with you guys and maybe help profile some of the filmmakers, the female filmmakers who are coming to your film festival. So we're actually creating a whole panel. We've created a whole panel. We're partnering with Fabled Bookstore, and he's going to be here. And of course, that the filmmaker from Scotland will be here. The filmmakers who created Christmas and New Hope will be here, and a couple of other of our feature film filmmakers are going to be on this panel. We didn't choose films because they're made by female filmmakers. These were just films that connected with us. And then when he approached us about this panel, we were like, okay, what do we have? What do we have available? And we were really happily surprised that we have so many talented female filmmakers who just are kicking out great things to be able to be on this panel. So getting to know these filmmakers, not only in the idea of them being female filmmakers, but in them being quality filmmakers, and have them be here. It's a kind of a cool panel that got organically put together that we're really happy to champion.
When people go to the website and they buy tickets, there's some different levels, and there's opportunities to connect with these filmmakers.
Yeah, there definitely is. So yeah, the website is wacoindie.com, WACOINDIE.com. That's going to take you to the ticketing, but it's going to give you all the information you're looking for as well. Some new and notable things happening at the festival, how to attend, where things are at. Yeah, there are opportunities once you get here. like we talked about, there's parties. There's going to be all these panels. Samuel mentioned one. We're going to have a panel about reality TV at the festival too. We'll have another panel called Script to Screen, where it kind of outlines how one filmmaker took his script literally from what he, the idea of how he came up with it, all the way to getting some really notable Hollywood folks involved in his short film. So he's going to talk about that panel. We should have a celebrity guest on that panel as well. Jonathan Kite, who is a comedian, is an impressionist. Someone, most people, I should say, know him as Oleg from Two Broke Girls. He's going to be here in Waco talking about how that film got made. But, speaking specifically about how people from Waco can interact with the filmmakers. Of course, after every film screening, we have a Q&A, so people can ask questions. But that's the whole thing, is when these filmmakers come to Waco, they're here to talk about their films. They will certainly, open up and chat. So if you encounter anyone with a filmmaker badge, please pull them over, say, hey, I enjoyed your film, or hey, can you tell me more about, where you're from, how the film came about? Please go out and buy them a drink. Everyone, if you've got VIP passes, both of you guys, both the filmmakers and the VIP pass holders, will get free drinks at Dichotomy as part of your package. So yeah, you have the opportunity to interact with these folks, really make some good connections. I mean, this is a fantastic place. If you're interested in getting involved in the industry, I don't know why you wouldn't be part of this film festival.
So here on the WACO Experience, an American Story, we're talking with Samuel Thomas, Lewis Hunter, the founders of the WACO Film Festival. I wanted to ask some questions about how the two of you, who are both filmmakers, got involved with this. This is the 9th year. Mm-hmm. So this is something that is important to you and the community. So tell us how you guys got involved.
Well, Lewis and I have known each other since college, and that's actually, we met in film school and really created a relationship with each other that went beyond just being film connected to really just finding we had a friendship. But definitely it came out of a respect for each other's craft. And, life goes this way and that way, and marriages and kids and everything like that. And then basically so many years ago, Lewis, his wife is a professor at Baylor. And when they started there, he connected with me and we said, let's start making films. And so we started to put films onto the film festival circuit and really had a blast, had a great time doing that. Not really so much just with the bigger film festivals, which we did get to go to, but also some of these great community film festivals. And then we're driving around Waco probably about 11 or so years ago. And Lewis says, hey, I want to show you something. And he pulls up to the Hippodrome and he goes, I think Waco could use a really good community film festival here. It just connected with both of us because we both had the same experience together. We knew what we liked. We knew what we didn't like on a film festival circuit. And we knew what we could do and wanted to bring to Waco to do it with our flavor. And so really credit to Lewis for his vision to see that.
Credit to Samuel for following along and helping me out. I swear we couldn't do this without each other, and we couldn't do this without, the community. It's one thing to show a movie. It's one thing to show a movie with an audience, right? I mean, you can watch TV at home, you can watch Netflix at home, and that's great. You get to, enjoy that film. But unless you're watching it with an audience and laughing together, hearing a discussion afterward, I mean, that brings in a whole new element. And I think that's one of the recipes for success, is how involved the Waco community is. They come out, they enjoy the films, they chat up the filmmakers. It's fantastic. And without, Waco, and without folks coming out and enjoying the film festival, it would not be where it's at. And, talking about where it's been in the last 9 years, I mean, yeah, we started in the Hippodrome. I want to say we had maybe a dozen screenings. So maybe 50 films. And now we're closer to 150 films with 43 events. So over the course of those 4 days, we have 43 screenings or panels or tours or talks or parties. Yeah, there's something happening. Not something happening. Usually 4 or 5 things happening and open at any moment. So yeah, it's so important to check out the schedule, which again, wacoindie.com. Check out the schedule. It'll send you links there. And, again, just check out to see what you are interested, what tickles your fancy, and check out the film festival there, all the information there.
In the Hippodrome, it's a beautiful facility. People, just to get inside that is great. Texas Music Cafe right around the corner. Yeah. Another great venue, the Grand Lodge. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can go into the Texas Music Cafe. Yeah. And get into the Hippodrome. this is an opportunity for people to see something they maybe
Very
drive
much.
by and learn something.
And what people don't realize is they are so open, and not just open like as a building, if you wanted to come check it out, but open as an organization. And they have been really, I don't think they reached out to us per se, but certainly we had used them. We had gone on locations tours with them in previous years with our filmmakers, and then just getting to talk with them. And they're like, yeah, let's see what we can do to have even more of a partnership. They've got great facilities, and they have this underground theater that is perfect for what we're trying to do. And it's going to be amazing. They're letting us lean into some of our crazier stuff there.
Underground, perfect for some of the
Oh yeah. And they,
WTF.
yeah, exactly. They get it. They understand the perception, and they understand that, but they're willing to lean into it and have fun with it.
Nice.
They have been nothing but a pleasure to work with, and very, very giving and very open. And I am just ecstatic to be able to see what we're going to do in that space.
Yeah, and really that's true of all of our venues, all of our sponsors. They're fantastic folks. We mentioned Texas Music Cafe, Masonic Lounge, the Hippodrome, but also the Performing Arts Community Center. David and the staff at the PAC, they are fantastic folks. They're so open, not only with us, but the other arts organizations in town, the theaters in town. If you haven't been to the PAC, definitely encourage you to check them out. Their website is pacwaco.com. They've got classes happening at any given time, performances. And again, they're being so generous letting us use the building for the weekend of the festival.
So the WACO Film Festival
Waco
is a true community event. People are going to be able to explore Waco just by getting tickets and going to the different venues and events. Recently, the governor signed a bill that brings funding for the next 10 years for filmmaking in Texas.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your vision for the future of filmmaking in Texas and what's going on with the Waco Film Festival.
We are so ecstatic that SB 22 passed. And the big thing is the mission of Waco Indie has always been a part of that, has been fostering filmmaking in Waco. Not just film appreciation, not just watching the films, but making the films. And so we have ourselves come up with a grant for the winner of our screenplay contest. So it used to be the winner of the screenplay. Now we select one out of the panel of our screenplays to actually make films in Waco based on a rebate program. You spend money in Waco on persons, places, and things and all that, and you get that money back with receipts. Plus, we work in conjunction with the city, the Convention Bureau, TPID, to help also just give them other extra benefits to that package. That's something we'd already been doing, and it's been seeing great results already. We had the first year we had an amazing film that has gone on to the film festival circuit, won awards, has had recognition by the Texas legislature as well for being just an amazing film. It's called The Heart of Texas. So when we see that, and we see the SB 22 pass, we're just excited because it basically is like the fertilizer for the soil that we are already planting our seeds in. It's going to help create more things to happen here. It's just going to hopefully grow.
Yeah, it's definitely an investment into the community, into not only the communities in Texas, but into the filmmaking, independent film community. So yeah, I see it as a great, wonderful thing. I've kind of likened it to when you get a coupon at a restaurant that says free appetizer and that gets you to come in. That's exactly what this program is. It's that little appetizer to get you to come in to make that film, because once you buy that appetizer, you're also going to get a free drink, or you're also going to buy drinks, you're going to buy dessert, you're going to buy, your whole entree. It's that incentive to bring people from out of town to make their films in Waco, to make their films in Texas. But it's also the folks that are here in Texas as well. They're eligible for these grants, for these incentives, for these rebates. Just like so many products or so many films you see now are filmed in Vancouver and in Georgia. That's what this program is intended to do, to make filmmaking in Texas a big, viable industry.
So there's a lot of events that go on during the year as well. July 17 through 20, right here in downtown Waco.
Yes.
People can experience the event. What do you see for other events that you have coming up? Because there are other activities that you have where people can be involved.
Yeah.
People can volunteer.
Yes, definitely. There's still time to volunteer. If you're hearing this and you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing, exciting, I don't know if I can afford to go. Well, if you want to volunteer, you get in. We'll ask you to do a couple hours here or there. But if you do a certain number of hours, you're going to get that VIP experience as well. You'll be able to get into the parties. You'll be able to get into the panels. Just commit to a certain time.
Yeah, and when you volunteer, it's really simple stuff. You're helping us scan tickets in. You're helping us clean up during the parties, make sure, kind of bussing things, making sure the place is neat and tidy. Or even if you've got the muscle, you can help us set up events too, because, our red carpet, literally, it's a giant red carpet. It needs some help getting out there, setting up lights, things like that. So, it's a great opportunity to get into the festival for free, to experience these things, watch the movies, meet the filmmakers, get that VIP experience without the VIP price. You just got to volunteer, and that's on our website, wacoindie.com. You just got to look for the volunteer tab.
So people see big film festivals, Sundance, and what goes on at South by Southwest. This is a chance for people to get in early to something that's going to be big. Yeah. What's the future for the Waco Film Festival and the Waco film industry? And give us some inspiration for those who are interested in creating films.
Well, the good news is, like I said, we have that incentive program that it's going to make filmmaking here more viable from outside perspectives, from outsiders, and also for the folks in town, right? People who are already in Waco, who are already in Texas, they are eligible for these grants. You just got to do your research on them and make sure that, you qualify for what you're looking for. So I do see the industry definitely growing in that regard. And you're speaking about the film festival. How do we see us growing? Well, we might have mentioned this earlier. We're selected as one of Movie Maker's top 50 film festivals. We're constantly rated in the top 100 of movie or Film Freeway's top 100 best reviewed film festivals, and that's out of 14,000 film festivals. There's a lot of them. And so what I like to say is that people who know film festivals love us. They see quality here. And so our trajectory for growth is getting the Wacoans out here, people from our community. You got to hear about us. You got to know about us. You got to come out. You got to watch these movies. You got to be a part of these parties. It's a big to do. And that's how, Sundance, and that's how these other festivals started going. You do bring in celebrities, you bring in movie makers, but it's really that community being activated that really takes a festival to the next level. And
I will add, we definitely love Austin Film Festival South by. We also want to be the best us we can be. We love the community feel, and we don't want to lose that. So even as we grow, we're going to do everything we can do to keep it very community minded, very much. I always say this, it's a film festival, and those two words mean something. We celebrate film, but we also have a festival, and that is our Waco community and our filmmaker community coming together, getting to know each other. So we don't want to lose that. So I think as we grow, the main focus, like Lewis said, is to let more people of our community know we're here, grow that way, and yet still retain all of the ability to talk to a filmmaker, buy them a drink, take them aside, praise their film, ask them questions that you'd like to ask that you never get a chance to ask, but that we just keep doing what we're doing better each time. We keep making it easy and easier for the filmmakers and the audience to connect.
The Waco Experience, an American Story, is a production of D. Scott Smith Company, all rights reserved. Thank you for listening.